Hey guys, a warm welcome back to the channel. We're back on the Spider build today. Now, as you know, I'm striving for perfection on this one. There's something really cool we've been working on. I'm going to show you on my car here. It happens to be down there, so as I come round and change the camera angle, before I do that, some of you have mentioned that you're not getting notified when I release a new video. So do me a favor, hit that like button, but also click the bell notification, and that way you'll be notified whenever I release a new video. And down here is the sticker I'm talking about. This is our tyre sticker. Now if you look closely, this one is Challenge Stradale, Pirelli P0, slightly different on the Moderners and the Spiders, but we need one that is completely different to all of them. We need a bespoke sticker, so I've been working on that in the background. The other sticker I would love to get hold of and replace on this car, and I'm hoping to be able to get an original one. This sticker here is Ratarossa 322, so it was the Spider's original colour. What we're trying to get is a Rosso Scuderia 323. If anyone knows where I can get one of those, I've looked everywhere, then I would really appreciate it, because it's just the fine touches like that that will make this project really good.
I'm Stefano Corbetta, the owner of Best Stickers, an Italian company providing web design, logos, advertising, and also custom stickers. And now I'm gonna to show you what we just made for Scott. This is the image we received by Scott. Firstly, we simply cut out the label from the rest of the background. Then, thanks to the size he provided us, we have been able to get a full frontal view at a life size with a correct aspect ratio. Then simply we got a better contrast, and this image was the base to create the vector file. The original label was unfortunately written with an unknown font. We didn't want to simply use something similar, because the original character has several letters with a particular shape, for example the wide open sea, or the 9, or even the 2 with his half square on the lower part, half rounded on the top. So we decided to completely draw it by hands using vector graphics only. This means that there isn't a quality loss, even if you zoom in or take a close-up, it's always perfect. This kind of files even grant a better printing quality. Once we have completely recreated this template of the original label we have received, we started the customization, removing the Italian parts, the Italian text, changed the tire name, and clearly the name of the car, and in PSI, and we got the final result exactly as the Scott request, which is this one. This will be printed on a silver metallic PVC with a very low thickness, laminated. It will be washable and it won't fade in time with sun, heat, rain, and so on.
So I've got my panel from the Spider ready to go, painted in Rosso Scuderia. Now one thing to say is it goes on the opposite side of the driver. So this car is obviously right-hand drive, hence the sticker is down here. Spider left-hand drive means it's going to go on that side of the car. And one other thing to mention is that I got Stefano to put back in the Italian writing here, so it's more like the original. So we're waiting for that to go. In the meantime, let's get on with some more jobs. Currently on the lookout for a donor car for my next Ferrari build project, which is going to be amazing. But I work in a body shop and I get to see all hosts of things coming in, from daily drivers to high-end supercars, and some of the past repairs on those are rather shocking. Now I'm fortunate because I work with high-end guys who do the job perfectly, and when you're buying a car, you really want to know the full knowledge and the history on that car. And that's where today's video sponsor, Car Vertical, comes in perfectly. Let me give you an example on this Car Vertical done on a 430 Spider. Straight away we can see that the 430 has accidents listed against it, but that's not all we get to see. We get to see where it was manufactured, various number plates that's changed over the history of the car, stolen vehicle check in various countries, mileage all seems to go up nice and uniformly on this one. But then we come to the damage, and clearly there's something listed at the front of the car And again, it was checked in various countries, and in 2018 we get to see that the car was actually written off. And then we get to see photos of that previous damage on this car, and this is the crucial stuff you really need to be equipped with when you're buying any car. So make sure if you're looking for a car, you car vertical it, and if you use my link in the description below the video, you're going to save yourself a nice discount. I've got to say a massive thanks to Car Vertical for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to the action. So we're on the final stretch on our challenge Stradale Spider build, but I'm waiting for one more part to arrive in order to be able to finish the exterior of the car. So I thought we'll take the opportunity, we'll jump onto the interior bits. I need to assemble some of these so we're ready to go as soon as the interior is done. Now, 360s and Ferraris for about a 20-year period suffer with something called sticky buttons. Now, to be fair, when we took everything out of the challenge Stradale, it wasn't too bad, but once it starts, it just gets progressively worse and worse and worse. So we'll take the opportunity, we'll get everything done. So what we did was we sent it off to these guys, Sticky Parts, and they have done an absolute fantastic job. They stripped everything back, they recoat it, and then they laser finish all the logos so they're exactly like factory. Now these things look box fresh, they look brand new, so they've done an absolutely amazing job. I'm blown away at the quality of these things. Anyway, I will show you exactly, we're on the 360 Spider we have at the shop, just how bad these things can get. This is something of a major problem. It's known as sticky buttons. Now if I show you this door pull, for example, look at that. This is actually, believe it or not too bad, but look at this. If I put my finger through it, you can see on my nail there, it just comes off so easily. And it's a cold day today, but when it gets warm, all of this stuff just comes off on your fingers. And Ferrari made them look nice to begin with this lovely rubberized kind of coating, but unfortunately it just kind of bubbles up and just comes off in your fingers. Now typical places are all of these pull switches here around the column, all of the switches, window switches in particular, because you're pressing them all the time. Look, you can see it's just gone back to actual plastic there, and all of this here, ashtray, all of the window switches. So the first job is to reassemble all of these. We're going to start with the center console, and then there's another little thing I need to show you that we've also had done at the same time. Okay, so that's all done. It's looking great, and I cannot wait to get this in the car with the rest of the interior. But you'll notice there are a couple of buttons missing. That's because I've been using them to test some of the functions in the car. So while we're on the buttons, there's another little bit we need to do. This sits at the lower dash. Now the guys at Sticky Parts did a fantastic job of not only all the switches, but the bezel around it as well. Unfortunately though, when I took it apart, I failed to see that this was actually broken. So what should happen is there should be some tabs all around the outside that house this into the lower dash. But they've broken off, and there's no, well, they're not even there. So this was actually glued in place, I looked and discovered afterwards. So what we're gonna do, no expense spared here, is, well, we bought a new one. So we need to transfer those over, put them in the new Ferrari parts, which actually was not expensive. This was about £14, so it might have even been cheaper than having that one refurbished. Anyway, I'm going to switch over all of this, and then we're good to go. Typical Ferrari, those threads are not pre-drilled, so we need a bit more of a beefy screwdriver in order to get the job done. There we go. Now these go in a specific order. Centre console's almost done. One other little thing though is our inserts here. We've had all of these retrimmed in fresh new Alcantara, along with the handbrake lever surround there. We're going to install those, and most of the other parts of the interior, which I'll show you later. So I'm going to install those. I'm not going to put them and glue them down because there's a couple of bolts that I need to use when I put this back in the car, but let's place them in here for now. Now what they haven't done on this replacement part is put these little cuts so we can wrap it around, so I'm just going to copy those exactly and then we'll put that in place. We'll do this with this trim tack. So what I'm doing here is using a bit of trim tack adhesive. I'm going to be real careful on this. We're going to put some around the edge on the console here, but it dries real quick, so we have to be quite fast at doing it. And then I'm just going to do it slowly, bit by bit, until it's all happy. And then we're going to use the little clamps there just to clamp that from the inside. Finally, there you go guys, job done. I'm going to leave that to dry for a little bit, it doesn't take long, and then it's ready to go back over to the shop. Now we've had all of the top part of the dash retrimmed. We get to put all of these lovely little vents in place now. These go over here. I'm going to secure all of these in place properly. Let's just get an idea of how this is going to look. Lovely stuff. And how about some of these? There we go, one. And that's the airbag. We've had that done. It just looks incredible. Look at this. This is going to look so good in our Spider. Now, I think I'm right in saying the normal 360s were not optioned with Alcantara trim like this. I have seen it on some seats before, some sports seats, but I've never seen it on interior. So I might be wrong, but there you go. This could be a first. Final job here is to put this lovely carbon fibre surround on the AC panel, and again, zero stickiness. That's what we like to see. So while I just do this, we're going to head on back over to the shop where I need to finish off one more vital job on the interior of the car before all of this lovely stuff can go back in. Now, I've spent absolutely ages on this build doing something that you don't really get to see, and that is all of the wiring to change the buttons, all the switches, to make this work exactly like the Challenge Stradale. So the Spider has all things in different places. We have extras on the Stradale, and we have extras on the Spider, such as the switches for the roof, for the compartment that is here, the hidden compartment. And it's just little things like the fine details that if you're going to do it, you're going to do it right. Now we have, like I say, figured out all of them apart from one. Now they have been challenges in themselves, but the final one and the most poignant one on the Challenge Stradale that we need to incorporate on this Spider is this magical red button here that says start. Now, unlike the Stradale, with the 360s you normally just use the key, but on the Stradale it goes to position 2 and then you fire this button and all hell breaks loose back there. But this one has just beaten me. I have spent hours upon hours upon hours looking at the two wiring diagrams, trying to figure out how to get this to work as it does in the Stradale. Sometimes you overcomplicate things, which is what has happened here. I was just about to throw in the towel when I had a chat with one of the guys here, Pat. He looked at it and he figured it out within minutes. So we have temporarily wired this into position, and Well, I think Pat really should be the guy who gets to press this and show you the startup. So Pat was my saviour on this one. Figured out how to do this very simply. All right, yeah? Pat is going to get the honours of doing the red button. Hit it. Yeah! He's the man. So with the final part of the wiring, the start button all sorted now, we are ready to progress on the inside here. So I just need to give this a thorough clean up. We need to strip back, as you can see, I've started stripping back the floors. We did that a few months ago and got all the horrible goo and nasty kind of sound deadening material off. Then I've spent a little while just stripping this back. We've got a bit more to do here. We're going to go right the way back on it where we need to. And then this is going completely all black with no carpet as it's done in the Challenge Stradale. So I need to tidy up all of the wiring. We need to strip all this back, and then this is going to start to really transform the interior, and we can start bolting it all back together. And check this out, guys, our stickers have just arrived from Italy. Stefano has done an absolutely amazing job. This was the key bit: Challenge Stradale Spider. Absolutely amazing. It's in the right color, the right font, everything. And look at this, he's even done me a Rosso Scuderia sticker until I find an original. Anyway, I'm going to give this a little polish before I stick this on, but look at this. It's going to go around about there. How good does that look? It's all in the final touches, guys. And finally, guys, I've got to say a big thank you to all of you who in the last video commented, made suggestions, and even sent me some cool pictures regarding the dilemma of whether or not to make a custom badge on the back of the Challenge Stradale Spider. Now, we're still undecided about this one. At the end of the day, I think the decision needs to go down to the owner of the car. And the cool thing about it is it takes about 2 minutes to change these things over. So if we did it and we didn't like it, we could always change it back. Anyway, guys, that's all we have time for today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget, give it a big old thumbs up. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, you can check out what I get up to on a daily basis over on my Instagram and Facebook, where I've been really posting a lot of other stuff behind the scenes. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I will see you very shortly in the next one, when hopefully we'll have all of that car painted on the interior and we can start putting all of that lovely stuff we've just been working on back in the car and get it almost finished. Cheers, guys. See you soon. Ciao for now.